Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing a tier list. I'm going to split this into two videos though. So right now we're going to do a PvE tier list, and then tomorrow we'll do a PvP tier list. I was thinking of doing one overall, but I think it's more fair on the characters if we do them separately, because some do specialize in others a lot more. Okay, so with that said, let's start with Deadeye. Deadeye for PvE I think is good in A tier. He has the rifle grenade, which has pretty decent wave clear, and he can also do some decent single target damage when he focuses for headshots, especially on big enemies like a T-Rex. His ultimate also does alright damage, but it's nothing amazing against PvE. Like, it's good against waves of enemies, but not big bosses as such. But in general, he's pretty good all around. But yeah, you say at A tier for now. For Zephyr, I'm also gonna put him in A tier above Deadeye for now. Like I said, with Deadeye, he has really good wave clear with his shoulder bash. He can actually hit a lot of enemies with that. And his sky high kick, to be honest, I don't find is that great for the PvE side of things. And then when it comes to his ultimate, he gets super fast cooldowns. So he does get to his shoulder bash a lot faster. And one of his modules is a time combo. So if you time the combo properly, you also get faster attack cooldowns. So that also helps with keeping up the shoulder bashes more regularly. So yeah, I think he's good in A tier. For Roadblock, I'm actually going to put him in S tier. You're probably wondering why. Well, for PvE, he is just the best tank in my opinion. Like, he has a massive shield that can actually hold back dinosaurs for a long ass time. And his taunt ability is really good. Like, you can just taunt and then you can literally bring every single dinosaur in area aggroed onto you, so then your teammates just have free reign on everything. His ultimate Tornado, I mean, you're not really going to use it much in PvE. It's more of a PvP ability in my opinion. But it does have good wave clear, and it does okay damage to big bosses. But this guy is mainly about his shield, and he does an absolutely great job at, like, trapping big dinosaurs in the corner and such. So yeah, he's an S tier for PvE in my opinion. Okay, for Witch Doctor, our first B tier, I think. Witch Doctor is a weird one. Like, he basically just heals. That's the best thing he's for, is heals. Like, he can paralyze dinosaurs, but it doesn't seem that consistent, especially on the bigger ones, and he doesn't do much damage at all. He is literally just a healer, which I think the other healers can heal good enough, and they also have other benefits that he does not. So he's going to stay in B tier. Now Barrage. Barrage is an absolute beast, and I'm going to put him as the best in PvE. He has the triple threat fire, which can just absolutely destroy everything. Like, you can set big dinosaurs on fire, and the little ones too. But especially like Ankylosaurus, a barrage is kind of like necessary for that, because as soon as you put down the triple threat, you burn the Ankylosaurus, and then he flips over onto his back, and then once it's on his back, it's pretty much dead. And his ultimate does absolutely insane damage. It's quite disgusting, and you can pretty much take half a health bar, if not more, off a T-Rex, and then it's just pretty much over then. Especially if you pair it with an ultimate, it's just, you just delete them. So yeah, Mirage is definitely in the best tier, for sure. Now Vigilante, I am torn between A and S, but I think she's going to go in the top of A tier. So her sniper rifle isn't the best wave clear, but it's good at doing like headshots or critical kill hits on big dinosaurs. She also has a laser beam that she can shoot, which is actually really good at wave clear, and I think is pretty underrated. Like, it might be one of the best wave clear abilities in the game, in my opinion. But it does have a long cooldown, so that kind of sucks. She has her ice cubes that she shoots, which she can get a module where she can have 2 charges of this. So then, if you go against a boss dinosaur, you can just throw 2 ice cubes, and bam, they're frozen. And there's not much then the dinosaur can do, and then it's just pretty much free from there. And then her ultimate is actually really good. If you land the headshots or the critical hits with it, you do insane damage to like a T-Rex or whatever you're fighting. So yeah, top of A tier for now, I think. Murasami. Now, this is a tricky one. He could be in best tier. Like, Roblox is the best tanker, right? Murasami, even though he's a tank, he's not much of a tanker, but he does absolutely ridiculous damage. I'm going to put him in best, just behind Barrage. I think these two are the only ones that are going to be in best, so why is Murasami here? Well, actually, I'm going to put in S tier, and this is why. He is completely reliant on his counter, and if you don't get into the amped up state, he's pretty useless. And the issue is, like, a lot of characters can interfere with that, like Barrage clearing a horde, Zephyr clearing a horde, Skywave's Graviton pull can interrupt it. Like, there's a lot of things that can stop you from getting your counter fully off, you know? So that's why he's going to be an S tier. But when he does get it off, man, he does insane damage. And if you saw my guide yesterday, he has a module that increases his attack speed in Ryotsu stance. So when you are amped, you just absolutely go ham. And then it also extends it by 4 seconds, I believe. So yeah. And then his ultimate attack, well, it's like Barrage basically. Like, it won't do as much damage as Barrage, I don't think, but it's just somewhere around half health of a T-Rex, or maybe a bit less, so it's still really strong. And you can actually pull aggro as well, like Roblox. So you just do the Crescent Moon, and just one hit and everything is aggroed onto you, which is good for big dinosaurs to let your team, you know, shoot away freely. Okay. Next. Skywave. Where's Skywave gonna go? I'm gonna put Skywave in A tier. I think it's a good spot for Skywave. So, Skywave doesn't do much damage, but obviously she can heal the team pretty well. Like, her main weapon doesn't heal the team an insane amount, but her signal jammer, or whatever it's called, pretty much brings everyone up to full HP straight away, which is really good. And she has a Graviton Surge ability, so all the small dinosaurs just go into like a mini vortex, so it bunches them all up, which would make it easy for, say, a Vigilant or a Deadeye just to shoot a laser beam or their grenade in, and then just instantly clear out that horde. She also has her ultimate ability, which freezes everything in space, which can leave the bigger dinosaurs very vulnerable and like easy to get critical hits on. So I think that's really good, but it's not like the most amazing ultimate for PvE, but it's still pretty good. So I think she's pretty good in that spot right there. Krieger. Now, for PvE, I don't think he ranks as high as the other two tanks. So, I'll put him in A tier. Why? Well, he's just kind of middle of the road. Like, he doesn't specialize in anything like the other two. Like, he does have a shield, but it's nowhere near as good and functional as roadblocks. And he has a minigun which does okay single target damage. Like, it's not good against hordes of enemies at all. But if you get a T-Rex and you just aim for the head, you just get crits for days. But even then, it's still not on par with Murasami's damage. So, I think he's good here. He does have stun rockets, which if you upgrade them with the module, I think most of the time you can paralyze large dinosaurs with 2 sets, although they do take a while to cool down. And his ultimate ability is alright for PvE. Like, it's not very good for single target damage because, say, your T-Rex or Arcano just wanders everywhere. So it's hard to keep him in that confined space, but if you paired it with maybe Skywave and a Vigilant Freeze, it might do well, but still, half the shots are still going to miss. But it's pretty good against hordes of enemies, so there's that. But I think that's a good spot for him right now. And then finally we've got Nimbus. Nimbus is gonna go just under Vigilant, I think, in A tier. And actually, I'm gonna move Skywave down 1. So Nimbus is a good healer. So she can do both heal and good DPS, and she has like a higher critical multiplier than everyone else, so she does insane critical damage. So that's really good. She also has the amped spread ability. And when you're in rend mode, which is the DPS mode with the amped spread, she does, like, it's amazing for wave clear. Like, it's actually insanely good. One of the better wave clears in the game. Like, you have a pile of raptors in front of you, say like 100 of them, and then you use the amp spread, and then like it lifts them all up in the air, and it just pelts them all with bullets. So it's actually really good wave clear. And then she has her teleport ability, or the holographic, which is actually amazing. One of the best abilities in the game, in my opinion. So you can shoot out this hologram, and you can either teleport to it, or you can shoot it at a dead teammate, and then the hologram will actually start reviving that teammate for you if they're dead. So you don't have to put yourself in danger and stand around and try and revive them yourself. So that's actually really good, especially in raids such as like Neo Rex or other boss fights, which I won't go into because of spoilers. Like, in chaotic situations, that's really good. Her ultimate is like, it's kind of like a big version of Skywave's optic jammer, but it heals all your teammates when it passes through them, and then it pushes everything else back. It's actually pretty good against big dinosaurs. I find that sometimes it actually knocks the big dinosaurs over, so that can be really handy. But it's not the best option for PvE, but it's alright, it does its job. And then obviously these are all the alpha suits, which are going to come out in like a month or so, so obviously we're not going to do that for now. But yeah, that's the PvE tier list. I hope you enjoyed, and make sure you stay tuned tomorrow for the PvP tier list, where I'm sure this will look quite a bit different. Alright, thanks for watching. Goodbye.